MMPA was created to serve the members by marketing their milk. The original members banded together 100 years ago into a co-op with local groups that have been the basis for the organization and now the model for the future.
For MMPA in the next 50 years, I'm very confident about our future. I think we have a very solid past and we've built on the past. We've recognized that consumers have changed, so we're recognizing we have to do things differently, be more open on our farms for the consumers. But we've also understand that, that falls in line with our members. They've changed as the years go on. The staff that we have in our organization has changed. I think we've been very, very quick to recognizing changes in society, and I think we've met those challenges, and I really think that we're going to see even better days ahead.
The members are the ones that determines what happens with the cooperative, how the money is spent, and there's a great deal of member involvement. We have the local boards and local meetings to the district level, all the way up to the state level. If there's a big issue that's coming up, we'll have special meetings about that, the flow of information and the accessibility of the paid staff. And we have a wonderful, wonderful paid staff in Michigan Milk, but they never forget the fact that they're working for the individual farmer. And I think that's what's been the secret to MMPA's longevity from that perspective of membership, is that they've really connected with the individual farmer, as well as the other things that Michigan Milk has done beyond representing the co-op on the legislative level, both state, nationally, and within the specter of Michigan agriculture.
Creating relationships with processors and responding to the marketplace by upgrading facilities has been critical to success in the past and now the future.
It's working relationships certainly with some major key customers, relationships that we've established with Leprino Foods, starting from an unknown relationship and not really understanding the business of what it could evolve into, to really blossoming into the great relationship that we've had. That's been a fruitful one, and working together collaboratively to kind of steer both of our organizations in a way that we're growing and servicing that growth. That's certainly been a nice testament. And also outside of that, it's been really kind of getting our plants up to a position where some of our manufactured customers really see the attention to details, the quality, the products that we produce, the notoriety that we get out of some of the products that we produce out of our plants. It's that investment side, and that's a testament to the whole system. And when I say system, I really mean not just the co-op in general, but the members understanding that there's investment needed to be had to service the growth that they saw out there on the farm level. So these are some of the nice hurdles that we've sort of accomplished over the years, and we've been dabbling into many different opportunities as we see them come. We've been in the cheese market and the bottling industry over the 100 years of our existence. And unfortunately, some of those things are decisions that inevitably get closed out and we move away from. But that also gives us opportunities to explore different things. And we're starting to see some of these new products and some new initiatives out there in the marketplace that we could have a nice space in.
First off, it's almost unimaginable to think about a business lasting 100 years in terms of where we sit today. The fact that Michigan Milk has endured for that long is a very unique accomplishment. More importantly, over that period of time, they've obviously done an awful lot of things right to be able to keep that membership support and continue to provide value to that member. It certainly begins with financial stewardship. You cannot exist for that period of time without strong financial stewardship. But it's also been in finding that balance of value, the balance of value as a customer and as an owner. How do we continue to drive the appropriate profitability and returns to our members while investing for a future that's very different than it looked 100 years ago, 50 years ago, 10 years ago, even a year ago in a business that moves like this. The fact that Michigan Milk has been able to do this, at the end of the day, points to one thing they've been very successful at, and that has been having the appropriate leadership. leadership at the board level, leadership at the management level that have been great stewards of this organization.
65 years ago, MMPA recognized that young farmers were the future of the organization. Brian and Carrie Preston were named the 2014 Outstanding Young Dairy Cooperators and look to a bright future with MMPA.
I'm the fourth generation here, along with my cousin Adam. We farm with each of our fathers, Glenn and Keith, the two brothers, so there's 4 family members here. We milk 820 cows. We started being involved with MMPA when we first came back to the farm in 2003, just learning more about the co-op and going to the meetings with Glenn. Primarily, he's been involved as a advisory council member, delegate, local officer, and I started doing those things too. Was a local officer and served on a couple of the statewide committees for MMPA. Then MMPA nominated me to serve on the Michigan Dairy Market Promotion Board, so I've learned a lot just started our second term on that. Then was a delegate a couple times and finally decided to try to be the Outstanding Young Dairy Cooperator couple, and we were able to do that last year. The co-op structure has given our farm a lot of stability. We've been members of Michigan Milk for as long as I know, and the generation ahead of me as long as they know. And so we've had a consistent place to send our milk. We've had a consistent source of income. So it's really lent our business some stability to know what we could plan for and with as we built our business. It's the stability of knowing that we can be a part of the decisions, we can have an influence over where our milk goes and the decisions that are made. We can understand why we build plants or we don't build plants, or we invest in other parts of infrastructure. I think that's the biggest thing, is it gives producers the chance to own processing further up the line, to add value to their product by being a member of the co-op. And that's really, really important. Increasingly in today's agriculture, that we add as much value to the product as we can, and that's one of the ways that we do it, is by being a member of Michigan Milk.